Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Keep telling myself that it doesn't need to matter for right now. It might be for something later or never. It's so blocked. The first one would have maybe been able to get somewhere, but I got hammered with the T group. The T group. Somehow it must have looped in. I must have typed it in. And I was really new to the whole thing, and I was in culture shock. This would have been 5 or 6 years ago when I jumped on YouTube, when it was a story from my son. Somebody went to school with it, really messed him up. The story itself, he was in sheer shock. And I think it was potentially the female to a male. And he went to school with the girl, and it, for some reason, I tied that into, I knew I wouldn't do the videos right, and I knew I'd already had this damage done and stuff to me, and I had lost some abilities and all that with the camera, and none of that matters. And so I started getting in trouble, and it was weird because I didn't have anyone on that station either, but they were gonna immediately shut it down. Now, I don't explain it enough. I try to share messages I get. I call them messages because we're warned of relying on prophecy or signs and visions and wonders excessively, because it's one of the human weaknesses, which is one of our really the main fall of most of our sins. Not every sin, but some of the main culprits that cause the most havoc in society and our immediate circles and stuff is our need to know, our need for control. Okay, so then that's how I've always tied in the descriptions of why we are not to rely on messengery. But I do believe people do have messengery, and I have seen where people are spot on. But see, that's where God doesn't want us to cling to that. Because see, for some reason as humans, and I think it's the control factor, we just really want to know. We don't want to have to wait. We don't want to have to really rest in faith. It's the God honest truth. If you know everything that's going on, can you really say that you're living by faith? Okay, but see, that's not what this message is. And this is one too I don't like to give them. I don't want to be a cynic. I was born a cynic. I don't know. It's in my bloodline. I have no idea. That's just what that's my gift. It doesn't mean that I need to always be cynical, and I don't believe I am. I was a brat as a child because I needed to have so many walls up. I could not be nice to boys. No, could not. Just the slightest hint of niceness was their invite to. Oh my God, what a nightmare. So, is this. And I never got it because I wasn't the prettiest girl. I never got it. Just damn boys making trouble for me. With the girls. You made trouble for me with the girls, you dingbats. Okay. Let's listen. How about maybe I just step away for a minute, and then I might even decide not to, is what's gonna happen, so. And then I think that I need to try to explain how I see stuff, how things connect and how they don't. Because our minds are just too complicated. Is always only rely on Jesus and yourself. When it comes to these messages or prophecy, you'll know, you can feel it if you're leaning too much into it and you rely on it. I don't think God wants that. But he doesn't want us in ignorance either, and he certainly wants us to get messengery from the right people, the right sources, so we are prepared. So there's that thing we all just throw around, right? It's a fine line. So that's not what I do, though. I'm not even doing it. My sensories abilities comes from different spiritual sensory abilities. I've had most of them since a child. Some were damaged along the way. Some and I get quite a bit of harassment. I get quite a bit of dark side harassment. That took off to a whole new level when I got saved. And I was thinking to myself, Jesus, how am I supposed to navigate this? Like, why wouldn't he shut that down? And I actually told a few of my fellow friends, new friends, Christian friends, whatever, about it, that what was the deal? Like, I gotta get out of where I live, or maybe it isn't there, maybe it'll follow, but like, I literally can get interference, and I can see into, sometimes momentarily or not, into the dark side of the moon, but I would get auditory harassment. Now, a lot of that I have been able to arrest on my own, okay? Because actually, as I grew stronger in Jesus, it got worse. It didn't get better. And I'm afraid now that trying to explain, because that did not explain how I get it. I get these things with the Lord. Sometimes I look up resources in between. Sometimes there's no resource lookup, but it's just kind of an overall view of the energy of things. And that's all I can really explain it as. You could most likely, but I hate cities, but I can tolerate them. It got worse as I got older. It's too much. But you could most likely plot me into an apartment in a city. Just let me know where I am, the barest minimum, and just sit there and be able to kind of feel all the way out in a huge circumference area of what would be around the corner when I step out the door, or when I mean, it's just, don't we just have like a general feeling when something just doesn't feel right, or it feels a little extra dark? So it's nothing special, but sometimes it gets layered and sometimes it's right. I'm not here to own that. I don't think we should be relying on it, but this is what I do see, is God gave, and I'm going to do my best to keep names out of it. God gave 9 months to this operation, almost a full 9 months. If we don't count whatever, just count the new year, because they have the inauguration and then everything gets settled in, and then the promises start to get dismantled with lies, ignoring, shifting other mind control techniques. I kept seeing, what was that number? But see, I don't want to ever do that either. But it was somewhere between 3 and 5. There was going to be these explosions. It did really appear to be that, and that's not off the charts. Actually, the looming spirits, or these operations, there's 6 to 7 of them. These are people. These are the groups. I'm not going to name names. And it doesn't matter anyways, because they shift them out like that, and they put the new hat on, and we have a new one in its place. there was 9 months to pull the contracts. Oh, and then I'm gonna do that thing where I do a dialogue and then get lost. My story is oh, well, it's not that easy. We can't just drop contracts that we've been involved in for as a nation since before World War II. No, we can, because we should have already seen us on the brink decades ago, probably the minute we signed whatever we signed. And so, yeah, there would be a ton of backlash and we would be in danger, but that would mean then we would have to man up, woman up as an army, as our nation, put the military intact and protect ourselves and straighten out our ship, because our ship's going, it's already down, and it's not getting repaired, and it's been down. But before, it was just, we were still kind of in the avalanche, and there's still the avalanche, but the avalanche's over. We're already down. We're down, and the boat's not getting fixed. No, just changing hats, changing procedure, but it's the same procedure. We're just counterclockwising a bit. God is aware, obviously so. He's God, so He gave 9 months. And it's actually gone worse now. And then finding out about hidden, well, they're always hiding them, but some other really sick shit going on with people worldwide that was hidden from the people, with some starvation tactics and stuff. You can tell me, oh, it's nothing new under the sun. I was raised with this kind of dialect from the men that raised me. I had to hear it all the time, is nothing new under the sun. Well, nothing new under the sun, but we can certainly change what's under the sun. With God, we could change what's under the sun. If He wants it changed. So these looming darknesses, and it's actually a gorgeous day out, and I want to go out and get some sun, is it's not over, and this disruption is like no other disruption that's occurred. This is a different level of disruption. This isn't just about a cover-up. This is about much more. And it will let you know who really drinks the blood. And I am saying that in a metaphorical manner. Because if you're a warmonger, you drink blood, metaphorically speaking. You get quenched. You have bloodthirst. It's a sickness. And it's like a tool you use to work on a phone. And so I was really sad about that too, because there was enough time, but he couldn't do it. He had to put the dictator hat on and go the other way, but just as extreme, but on the other paradigm of it, or whatever. Is last part of the show, if you're a snacker, you like a sweet sometimes. Meduco. I'm not making any money for this commercial. I just liked them. They're very tasty. Just to lighten it up at the end here. So get your Baducos today. They're on sale on Amazon. Okay. So and I most likely said that wrong. So what did this help? That's why I didn't even want to give the message, was it's preparedness, but most importantly, and that was supposed to be said before I started, was, what's my hope to you? Jesus. Jesus is our only hope. I haven't went into the half of what I saw in jail. That's in a state in our country of the United States of America. And that's not what I saw. Okay? And I visited jail before. So if you're worried about me not being a seasoned veteran or something, in the jail, I am. And what I saw was, in the few stories I could catch, all I kept getting was, it's worse than those one movies. And I can't tell you what those one movies are called, but they're worse than, it's like this different level of demented. You can't say it's just full out blood and gore. It's this mental, I apologize, I can't get the right. But then there's the thing with the girls that I had discussed, which I'm not discussing anything for a while. So, because the judge had actually helped get this ball rolling for me to destroy my life further, is retiring technically early for a judge. So I don't know, somewhere around the 22nd of August, if that's when he gave his message or what, but I hope he started to see that he was making mistakes. Because I know for a fact I'm not the only mistake, because I had a few chats. And I watched procedures come in through the door. The other people arrested. You kept me good and separated that last time too, didn't you? You think that's all it's based on, is keeping me separated from the population to not sense what's going on? Okay, so, look, the end of the day, and I can be silly and all that too, is, I think for the most part I'm a realist too. I really am. I got that little funny side, but we were already conquered. It was going on the whole time. Everyone might have been feeling a little bit better. And I don't know how long it will take for the rebuild. And I don't have a clue why a form of a collapse or a transition has to be so messy. But apparently it is. And I do have critiques, but it's too soon. And I may never share my critiques of financial donorship. I don't know. On any sort of platform, when you're receiving funding, and you're not really being more aware of where that is coming from. And then you decide, oh, well, this isn't working. Yeah, I know, it's been a lot of money over the years. I guess I am doing it now. Because this has to do with all business deals, okay? So we're gonna just keep that vague. It's a form of making a deal with the devil, and I know nobody wants to hear this. You don't have to sign in blood. But the thing is that there is blood in those signatures, because symbolically, I hope everyone can follow me. I'm doing my jump around, and it's back to the 7 forces. It seems like about 7 left, or there may not even be that many left. It might be down to 5. But this fight, we don't know about this fight. We can't see this fight. And there was something released. Oh God, I'm doing it. No. There was something released in the occult. And yes, God's bigger than it. But this group knew, oh God, please help me tie it together and get out of here. This group knew. Now it's all over the place, just chit-chatting over here, going over there. We did a Baduko wafer thing just so that I could get out of here. Nobody deserves to, okay, this needs to be established. Nobody deserves to be tortured or killed. It's so important to know what you're being supported by financially. Like, it may seem so good. It may seem so great. It might, I mean, you've got insurance, you've got vacation time, you've got money left over. I mean, you and your family are finally going to get out of that mini apartment or wherever you were, and you're going to live the high life. Not even the high life, just we finally arrived to something that's cozy, nice, feels somewhat secure. And but you have no idea that behind that, way down somewhere else in the chain of events, but one of the main benefactors, the beneficiaries, the money-making machine, you're kind of more up at the surface level somewhere. Decent job, nothing crazy. Maybe a minute county job, maybe work in a church. I'm just saying maybe. Why is she naming these institutions? Well, because it happens a lot. And you have no idea the roots of why your benefits and stuff are so good. Because maybe even this, it goes even further. Maybe you're not even getting much federal funding in that job or in that county for even that church. So where is that money coming from? It all comes from a dirty place, and I know people say that. So if I won the lottery today, am I going to be like, well, I mean, this money probably crossed the hands of some cartels. If I won $1 million, which is, isn't it sad to think how far does $1 million go today? So sad. Good God, what is going on? But when I'm talking about donors, I'm talking we're going in the $1 million, probably even could it have been getting up in the B's? Probably more like million. Well, stack up a bunch of mil, and what you got your bill. Okay, so we got the Paducos, and I miss the bits of America that were still free when I was younger. My world was just a little bit different. But say I got glimpses of it, is this. True freedom is I'll try to do a video soon on a critic of God, even those that are scared of Christians. And I'm gonna try to keep it light, hopefully not offend anyone too heavily, the two people that watch me. But because I'm able to do kind of this skit where I can see it from the perspective of people that are not into spiritual stuff or not into God at all, like just, and how it looks. And it will revolve around faith. So I'm just letting you know right now, this particular one that I'll be doing will be more planned. And I don't know yet exactly what I'm going to do to present the material, but I think that could be fun, is we really do look like kooks. If you have that mind on, if you just have the world, if you just have, you were able to really construct to control almost every minute detail. And there's people that have that. What they think of overly, what they would consider overly religious zealots or whatever. We're gonna maybe visit that, because it gets really vast. But what have I said before? There's lots and lots of rooms for everyone. God, guys. Can't believe the cops. They were just gonna kill me right here, but they didn't want to shoot me. So they wanted to torture me. They wanted me to slowly die in the cell. Last November 2024. November 9th. And when I wasn't dead in about 2 or 3 days, they gave me a drug to have some more fun and do some more drugging on me and contamination. So that's what I know about my government. I don't know what you know about yours, but I was almost just murdered and flung around for no reason as he aimed at me, and then I saw state workers say that I resisted. This is a sick cover-up. Very sick. Outside of that, there's the group, and then there was a choice to be made in 9 months, and the gloom is hovering more. It's God's letting it close in. He gave, so many people have given their hearts over to the Lord. So many people are finding the truth more, but yet this one group wouldn't do what they were supposed to do for the people. And it was super simple requests, and we've been super patient, long-standing about all of these topics of vital importance to our survival as a people. And the more we catch the lies, the more you lie. And it really is unreal that you would choose that to hide, opposed to just letting some of it come to the light. We're not going to stand all of you up in your underwear, but maybe you need to be. Maybe you need to be handcuffed in your underwear and, I don't know, hosed down or something, and then stuck in a jail cell for a while. And that's cruel. Like, I wouldn't even do that to you guys, and you guys are sick fucks. You're ruining the world that run it. You are. You had a choice. You step away. You step away from the madness in the Middle East. It is simple. It may not be simple in the sense of stepping away. That would be quite uncomfortable for a minute. But we would stand our ground and say, no more. We're not going to be doing this. This is sick. And it's a money thing, and it's so many things. It's humanitarian. It's sick. It's just the sickest of the sick. And it's made everyone sick. Everyone's sick in one way or another. Or somebody knows someone that's sick or struggling with something that just seems over the top of something they should be struggling with. And we have poisoned our entire universe. And then there's still this group, and they're just going to hide some more and just kill some more innocent bystanders and just rearrange into another game. While God is steeping hellfires right under some of our feet wherever we live. We don't know. We don't know where God's going to open it up. Well, I think I do. He's got some specific locations he'll be opening it up. A lot more so than other locations. I ain't gonna get into that either, but he does. And he's got to keep some people in some spots, because we can't keep flopping around. So what's the good news? The good news is Jesus is our hope. That's it. Ain't no big 1,000-mile solar panel freak out zones and everything else that's stupid going on. Seeing streaks of fire across the... I'm going to say that one last part. This was a weird one. I saw this streak of fire and I'm like, what? It's not a fire. God said it would scorch. He's like, it's going to just scorch hundreds of thousands of acres. And I'm like, scorch? And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I guess it must be really important because it's in central Ohio. I mean, maybe people need to know. And then this one farmer guy came on and he goes, and I watch them regularly. I can't say every day or every week. I lose pace with people being flopped around again. But he's talking about this like kind of like a scorching thing, or it destroys the soil. There's a whole mechanism involved. And I was like, is that what that was? So I was getting this scorching thing, but they haven't even, I don't even know if they broke ground for it. And most of the farmers don't want it. Most of the people don't want it. And it's that thing going on again. Don't go to Burning Man, you whack jobs. There's always someone, that was what that was about. There's always someone getting hurt or some mysterious death. I can't. Okay. Someone mysteriously comes up missing in the desert, you whack jobs. Oh my God. So I gotta go, but that was 32 minutes of, you guys, I don't know, you need to be prepared, and you just really need to know Jesus, and don't act out in violence. You're just postponing the inevitable, which is judgment. We could have slowed some stuff up. We could have slowed up God's judgment, but no, it's like just full steam ahead. Plow down all the buffalo and just keep charging forward.